AI and the Future of Learning Cold Open. We already lived through one literacy shift, and most of us didn't notice it happening. For the first time in centuries, the fastest way to explain something to another human being isn't to write it down, it's to film it. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, a generation is learning history, science, and philosophy through video essays instead of textbooks. We're not illiterate, we're post-literate. Text hasn't disappeared, but it stopped being the default medium for transmitting complex ideas. That shift already happened. The question this video asks is, what happens when it happens again, this time to language itself? Section 1. What AI actually does well and doesn't. Before we talk about the future, let's be honest about the present, because the popular framing of AI capability is mostly wrong in a specific way. It's tempting to say AI already operates at a PhD level compared to most people, but that framing collapses two very different things: information recall and reasoning. Large language models are extraordinary at the first. They can summarize, cross-reference, and articulate expert-level information faster than any human, including most actual PhDs working outside their narrow specialty. That part is true, and it's a real historic capability, but reasoning is different. Multi-step logic, judgment calls under uncertainty, knowing when a rule doesn't apply. This is where AI still fails in ways that a reasonably switched-on non-expert usually doesn't. A model can write you a flawless sounding paragraph on constitutional law and also confidently get a basic legal fact wrong in the same breath. So the honest claim isn't AI thinks better than most people. It's narrower and honestly stranger. AI has memorized more than any human who has ever lived, but it doesn't yet reason like one. That distinction matters because it changes what critical thinking needs to mean going forward. Section 2. Redefining critical thinking. If recall is no longer scarce, if the facts are one prompt away for anyone, then the old model of education, built around acquiring knowledge, stops being the valuable skill. The valuable skill becomes something else: knowing which question to ask, knowing when the answer you got is wrong, knowing how to direct a tool that knows more than you but understands less than you. This isn't a new problem, actually. It's the same problem librarians solved 100 years ago when the printing press made information abundant instead of scarce. What's new is the speed and the intimacy of it. A card catalog didn't talk back. AI does. Section 3. AI as access, not just disruption. Most discourse about AI and education treats it as a threat to jobs, to attention spans, to real learning. That framing misses one of the clearest, least controversial benefits of AI-assisted learning: accessibility. For people with brain injuries, aphasia, dyslexia, or other learning differences, AI tools are already doing quiet, unglamorous, enormous good. Text-to-speech and speech-to-text tools let people route around a damaged pathway instead of being blocked by it. Adaptive tutoring systems can present the same concept 5 different ways until one of them lands, instead of a single teacher trying to reach 30 different brains with one explanation. Real-time captioning, simplification tools, and personalized pacing are already changing outcomes for people who were locked out of traditional education by a system built around one normal way of processing information. This is the part of the story that gets buried under panic about cheating and attention spans. For a meaningful number of people, AI isn't replacing learning. It's the first tool that's ever met them where they are. Section 4. The post-phonetic question. Here's where I want to push further out into more speculative territory. We've already established that we're living through a post-literate shift, video replacing text as the primary vehicle for complex ideas. If AI keeps advancing, is there a next shift? Could we be heading towards something post-phonetic, where the written, spoken structure of language itself starts to matter less? Think about what's already happening at the edges. Real-time AI translation is closing the gap between speaking two different languages. Voice interfaces are making typing optional. AI-generated summaries let people absorb the gist of something without processing the actual sentence structure it was written in. None of this requires a language to become more complex. If anything, the trend runs the other way. AI is acting as a layer of translation and simplification between humans and information, which could mean the phonetic, grammatical precision of language matters less over time, not more. That's a meaningfully different prediction than language will evolve to become more tonal or complex. The evidence points toward AI smoothing over the friction of language, not adding to it. whether that's a gain or a loss, whether it's liberation from an outdated bottleneck or the erosion of something we can't easily get back, is the open question worth sitting with. Closing. We've been here before. Writing changed what memory needed to be. Print changed what literacy needed to be. Video is already changing what attention needs to be. AI won't be different in kind, just in speed. The question was never whether AI will change how we learn. It's already begun. The real question is whether we shape that change deliberately or just let it happen to us the way we let every shift before it happen to us, quietly and mostly without noticing until it's already done.